minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. Minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, welcome guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Lexi. I am proud to announce that tonight is going to be our first official podcast with the Let's Get Crawling event. We are going to be talking about the 411 and what is to be expected at said event. I'd like to take a second to just introduce everybody here that's joining us live. If you want to take a second to introduce yourself.
Preston.
And everybody knows me as Chris, owner of Shenanigans, here promoting the Let's Get Crawling event. And then we have...
I'm Michael.
All right, Michael. Go ahead.
All right, guys. So today we're going to be deep diving into all things Let's Get Crawling. I know we've had a lot of questions come up from our audience trying to see how they can get involved and kind of know the ins and outs of what is to be expected. So we are dedicating some time to answer those questions. If you want to comment below, just let us know as they come in. We're going to be here for a little bit tonight. We just wanted to kind of touch base on one of our most looked forward to events that are happening this year. I know for Central Texas, there isn't really a lot of off-road things happening. So we're proud to be here, kind of promote the off-road world, whether you're, a seasoned crawler or maybe you're just curious about the off-road scene. This episode is going to give you all the details that you are needing and answer your questions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lexi. So we have come together as a group through months and months and months. We actually started this whole preparation back in January of this year. So we're 8 months into it already, and we're just finally starting to get the ball on things. So there's a lot of political stuff, a lot of legality stuff that has to get cleared through the channels and everything like that. Working with Hidden Falls and finally getting the green tape and green light on everything, and getting this moving forward. We didn't want to put a lot of effort into something if it wasn't going to be allowed, So we're playing on somebody else's territory, and as soon as they gave us the green light and the thumbs up, we went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. So with that said, what is Let's Get Crawling? The event itself is designed for the rock crawling enthusiast. Okay, so we are bringing in people that either like watching it on TV, like doing it themselves, just like getting a Jeep and going for a trail ride. We've kind of designated the whole entire event and designed it around the off-roading enthusiast, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just a one-day rush. We've got a 4-day event going on.
Yes, absolutely. 4 days of action packed. Now, the first day that we're going to be there, it's going to be a little bit slower because we're just trying to get the, people coming and get, settled in and stuff like that. But we'll go into more of the details about the schedule here in a little bit. A couple of things I do want to touch, but when we get started is, first of all, describe what the Let's Get Crawling event is. So it is a 4-day packed event. We're going to have 2 main events, which is the toughest crawl event or competition. And then we're going to have the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge. And we'll go into the more details on those a little bit later. But we also have stuff for the families to do. We've got the night rides, the night trail rides, the guided trail rides, the one-on-one class on Sunday. We've got the treasure hunts. And I think the most favorite is going to be this year. I'm going to put bets on the table that the tug of war is going to be the most favorite. What do you think?
Probably.
Yeah,
especially if we get an off-road shenanigan team and like another sponsor team.
for sure.
We
Absolutely.
just do it our bare hands.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the game plan, right? So we're actually going to have a kinetic rope. I had one. Yeah, here it is. Like this one right here. And we're going to set up teams of people to do the tug of war. We'll see if we can't throw them in a mud pit out there, maybe. And then we're going to do a side by side class to see who has the stronger buggy and can pull the other. And then we're going to do a full size buggy class. And depending on what buggies actually show up, being the first one, we don't really know who's going to actually show up yet, right? So we're hoping everybody shows up, but if only a couple Jeeps show up and a couple, maybe one or two bouncers show up, we might have to have them compete against each other. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if Mike Dooley identifies as a side by side, does that work?
I don't want you getting ashamed of bringing your Dooley across the But anyways, so some of the things that we are focusing on is it's family oriented. Okay, we want the family, the kids, the husbands, the wives, all to come out there and have a great time. We've been working with the park now since the beginning, and they are super excited about having us out there. A little history on Hidden Falls, if you're not familiar with the park. So years ago, back before COVID started, Four Wheel Parts used to host a big event out there, and it kind of faded away because of the whole pandemic and everything. So they haven't really got to see many events out there. The only thing they're seeing is like the private events, the private Jeep clubs and stuff like that coming out there and doing their own kind of stuff.
The demo
So
day, Polaris demo day.
yeah, exactly. Sorry for the background noise. We still have a shop open getting work on. But what we were trying to do is bring that back to Hidden Falls. That's our home park. We're out there. I can't even count how many times we're out there.
Not often enough.
Oh, this
I'd go every weekend if I could.
This is very true.
You had the gas money to go.
Exactly.
So we were out there this last weekend actually, and
Yes, we were.
played with some Broncos, and Tyler and Bronkbuster out there, and broke some Broncos.
Yeah.
But it was a great time, and that's what the park's all about. So we want to revamp the park with what is the possibilities of what we can do out there. Show a little entertainment for all the folks and the public out there that can't see it. So one of the things I'm going to highlight the most is that if you don't have a Jeep, if you don't have an off-road buggy, if you don't have a side-by-side, come anyways. You know why? Because we're going to have a 5-ton truck, right? That's what we talked about. We're going to have a 5-ton, like, or Deuce and a half or something like that, hauling people to the actual race courses themselves. And so that way, mom and pops or the grandchildren or whoever wants to go see it can go up there and watch the races and everything. So it can be really exciting.
Still get some wind in your hair, even if you don't have a buggy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And I think we're working with, if you're worried about having to walk long distance or anything like that, I think we're going to have a golf cart rental company out there hauling some
For some
people around,
shuttles.
stuff like that. Yep.
From parking area to at least the vendor area.
Yeah, so that's going to help out a lot with the distance of people having to walk around a lot. We're going to have a vendor booth area set up over in Area B, which is for the people that are not familiar with the park. It's over by the general store, which is more interior of the park. And we're going to have live music out there Friday night, Saturday night. We're keeping it secret though on who's going to be. So stay tuned because we're going to release that information in the next couple of podcasts. And which also brings me to another point. Starting this Monday, being our first podcast episode, every Monday from this point forward, we're going to do another episode on the Let's Get Crawling event. We'll have updates. We'll have more detailed information about the specific events and activities that are going to be hosted out there. And also, as we bring more vendors and sponsors on, we're going to give us more opportunity to give them a shout out and bring them aboard as well, right?
Absolutely.
So, Preston, what vendors and sponsors do we have so far?
Right now we have Best Old Tire. They're one of the first ones that signed up. He's got a side by side. He loves the off road world, so he wanted to be a big sponsor for it.
That's one of the main sponsors, right?
That's one of the main sponsors.
We have BSF, right?
We have BSF, Off Road Recovery. They're a pretty big YouTube channel if everybody wants to check them out. We also have Celsius. They're supposed to be sponsoring some drinks for us. Working on getting some more. If anybody wants to be a sponsor, don't be scared. Let us know.
For sure. And I think actually BSF said they're going to bring some sponsors for us as well.
Yes, they are working on a sponsor list for us to bring in some more.
So for those that don't know, BSF is the OG of off-road recovery. They're the ones that are probably one of the first ones that started the game on YouTube and started doing the YouTube off-road recovery.
2008.
I was about to say
2008.
it was 2008 or 9. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're really excited about having them come out there, and I think we have a little surprise. We're going to do a little bit prior to the event about them doing a recovery on the park.
Yep.
So we're really excited about that. We're going to get, huh?
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really excited about that. That's going to be a whole nother video situation, but let's focus more on the event and what we got going out there. So we challenge you, our viewers, our spectators, our competitors, everybody that wants to participate in the event. Come on with it. Bring us the vendors, bring us the sponsors. We're looking for this. We can't make this event happen without our partners. Our partners are the most important people that are out there that help us get this event going, paid for, and everything else. We are not trying to make a profit out of this. This is going to be eventually. We talked about making it a nonprofit organization after the first go around to see how things go, and that's really important for us. We only needing the funding to pay for fees, pay for the employees that are actually working around the clock for this. And to subsidize the promotional cost, the sponsorship costs on our end.
Media.
Huh?
Media.
Yeah, the
cost,
media and everything like
media
that.
bands,
Lexi
all
here,
that
she's gonna have her hands full because she already has. She's already
Yeah.
tired. It's just the beginning of it, but she's going to be doing all of our media stuff. And one of the big things we're going to be trying to do, we're still trying to sort out some things, is go and do a live feed for the event itself. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. I've got maybe like half a dozen crew on standby. That way everybody can have a GoPro in each hand and we can hit the ground running and try to get as much footage of everything as we can, from
Phenomenal. We're
setting
excited.
up to breaking it down after everything's said
I'm
and
working with
done.
a couple of drone pilots to
Drones.
that way
yes.
we can possibly have live feed from the drones.
That'd be wonderful because trying to run up and down some of those hills is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be interesting. Chris and I tried it Saturday.
Yeah.
We almost
That's a
didn't
workout
accomplish
for
that. So a lot of people are inquiring about the event. They want to know where do we get more information from? Great question to ask. I encourage you to go to our website at letsgretcrawling.org. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that up on the screen now. And our website is up and running finally, thanks to Lexi. And because of our website, it's going to have some information on there. It's going to have our working partners that we have, register to race, and also over here in the More tab, it's going to have the event schedule, which is the most important part. And you can go day by day and see exactly what's going on. But if you want a more detailed schedule that you can print out, or if you want to share it, go to the flyers. Thank you. And then it'll bring up all flyers that we've created and uploaded at this point. There's the schedule that I was talking about, and I'm going to go into the schedule here in a little bit more in depth on what it is. So there's the registration paperwork, the sponsor information if you're interested in sponsoring the event or being a vendor. You don't even have to sponsor, but if you want to be a vendor at the event, we need vendors to come out. And then here's our overall flyer of the event itself. So there is we are working day and night to get the bugs and kinks out of the website to make it work perfectly. Being the first year, the website is not going to be exactly how we want it to be, but she's working her butt off trying to make it just perfect. So if you are a company and you want to participate in the event sponsorships or have a booth rental out there at the park, this is where you're going to sign up for it. Or if you can't figure it out, just shoot us an email over at info@letsgetcrawling.org.
We do need to make note that the park did ask for everything to be off-road or outdoor related.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. I
For
completely
on-site
forgot.
sponsors and vendors
Yep.
to please be more delegated towards the vehicle industry.
Thank you so much for bringing. I completely forgot that. They wanted to make sure that we're not having barbershops coming out there trying to cut hair on the side or sell jewelry on the side.
I know I had a tattoo shop asking if they could come set up, and I was like, honestly, I gotta ask. Hold on.
And I will tell you this. I will iterate that the fact that it's not so much we can't have y'all as a sponsor. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. We can put banners up of your company and your business and all that, that is phenomenal. We can definitely do that. But as far as actually being a vendor booth on location, they want it somewhat vehicle industry related. So
Or just outdoors related.
yeah, outdoors related. Yeah, for sure.
Camping, stuff like that, not
Overlanding, all that stuff.
pergolas and stuff like that. They want it kind of rugged outdoors.
For sure. Absolutely. So, real quick, we'll go ahead and break down the plan schedule at this point. And I'm going to go item by item, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on the screen for you so you can follow along. Give me just 1 second to go ahead and get the schedule up. I'm going to go ahead and bring the
It's on
flyer
there
up so
too.
it's easier.
It's on
Easier to
both
see on
pages.
the flyer. So, here's the flyer. I think it's going to take it off the screen there. All right, so Wednesday is our non-event day. So that's technically not the first day of the event, but it is for the vendors and sponsors. That's going to be the day that we go out there and we start setting up the trails, putting up banners, trail marking, registration, tent set up. The vendors are going to start setting up their booths and all their stuff, all their goodies. And then we're going to do some pre-planned meetings and stuff like that, and pretty much do all the setup for that day. And that'll be the day that all our vendors and sponsors can actually move into the park. And then Thursday will technically be the first day. Thursday's a kind of laid back day, but we did want to include an event or an activity for people to participate on Thursday that wants to be early arrivers to the event. And it will, so our doors will open at 8 a.m. The park opens at 8 a.m. They're going to start taking people in at 8 a.m. So we figured we might as well open up the registration that day for any of the competitions, the races, or the actual activities that we have planned. We'll go ahead and do a little driver and safety meeting that day at 11 a.m. That'll be for the guided trail ride at 1 p.m. And that's just pretty much a briefing of what our plan is for the trail ride, what trails we're taking, and some safety information that we need to note on it.
That'll start as kind of like a 101 to a 202 class.
Exactly, yeah, and that's a good description of that. We're going to try to keep it no more than 10 in each group. We don't know how many people are actually going to show up the first day, which is fine. But I encourage you to come out there, get that ease and that early bird in, because you'll get the first experience of the whole event and get that prime location set up if you're camping out there, or get to meet more of us, have more chances to meet all of us actually.
Get a little more trail time and a little bit less crowd possibly, so you can get a couple extra miles in.
Sure, absolutely. And that brings up another good point too, is that the park is still going to be open for normal business. We're only shutting down a couple trails for the time of the events or activities actually going to be happening. So that way we're not trying to run each other over and people get hurt and like that. But the park will have its normal operations there. I think they just opened up 7 days a week now. So they're open up, I believe it's 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that. I'll have to double check their website. But that also brings up another good point, is that they're
I was just about to mention that.
absolutely all their information is here on the website. But going back into the schedule, on Friday is kind of when things start kicking off. And again, the doors open and the registration opens at 8 a.m. It'll be open all day. So if you want to participate in any of the activities listed in the event, swing by the registration booth and get you signed up on it. Anybody that does want to participate, we welcome everybody to come to it. The only ones that are going to be paying registration fees are the actual 2 main events, which is the Toughest Crawl event and the the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge. So everything else that's on the schedule is free to attend, other than the park entry fees. So at 11 a.m., again, we're going to be doing the driver and safety meeting, kind of a laid back early start in the morning, so that way you can do your breakfast or go visit the vendors and everything before all the activities start. And at 1 p.m., right after lunch, the timed trail competition starts, and it'll run until it's all completed. We're not sure how many people are going to sign up for it. We're going to keep signing up until it's just, until we say, all right, we don't have enough people to run it anymore. So it's kind of a run trial and error at that point on that one.
If it starts at 1, safe to say we'll start slow down registration about 12:30.
Yeah, probably. And well, I mean, so the actual time trail competition starts at 1 o'clock. So Registration opens at 8, so we can probably shut down the registration probably around, noonish or something like that. So what is the time trail competition? Just a quick brief summary of it. Yeah, we're going to actually have set up trails out in the park from start to finish and see how quick you can get through it safely and slowly and without tearing anything up, which is
I'll leave that part out. Go ahead and tear up your buggies. We want to see some carnage.
I'll be there with the camera for sure.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and that's open to any type of vehicle, side by sides, Jeeps, Broncos, buggies, whatever, crawlers, whatever you have, bring it out there. I'm
And
gonna put
dirt
you on the
bikes
trails.
be included?
Dirt
or-
bikes can be included on that too. There's no restriction on it. So once 4 o'clock rolls around, that's when the tug of war starts. I think the tug of war is going to be big for us. We will have 3 different types of tug of wars going. Like I said a minute ago, we're going to have the people to people, or teams versus teams. We're going to have the side by sides versus side by sides, and then we'll have the full size versus full size. And then we'll run that until everybody runs through it, and then it'll be done for the evening on that. And then at 9 p.m., that's when the night ride begins. So the night ride, it will group up into groups of 10 or 15, and no more than level 3 trails. So levels out there at the park range from 1 to 5. And 5 being the absolute hardest, you have to have 4-wheel drive, lockers, and you better be ready to roll. So we're not doing any of that. Level 3 is more if you need 4-wheel drive, and lockers are recommended but not needed. And so that's the absolutely max you'll see out there. But typically we just take an easy stroll to Wildcat Mountain, do some group photos out there at nighttime with everybody's buggy lights and all that, hang out there for 10-15 minutes, and then head back to camp. So, and we'll do that Friday night, Saturday night, and also I forgot to mention, it's not on the schedule, is the live music Friday night, Saturday night as well. So I believe we're going to try to do live music probably from like 6 p.m. to about 9 p.m. We're still trying to confirm that with the bands to see what their time frame window is, but we really don't want to go beyond the 9 o'clock, so that way people can get a full night's rest without bothering them. It's still a camping facility there, and we don't need to be blasting everybody out.
Quiet hours do kick in. Yeah.
Yes. So Saturday is the big day. That's the day you cannot miss. That's the day everybody needs to come out, no matter what, and watch all the excitement going on out there. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Saturday?
Okay. So Saturday is going to be a fun one. The treasure hunt. This is where you start getting that family involved. Okay. I love taking my family out there. My mom goes out with me on occasions. My kids all go out with me. Go out and just see the park and enjoy the day. We're going to put out little markers or something of some sort that you're going to track down throughout the day. And then obviously the King of Wildcat. That one's going to be that multi-cross trail, heading to the toughest crawl. We were out there Saturday. It's getting tougher by the day.
I'll tell you what, it's changed a lot.
Absolutely. So we're really looking forward to that one. And then that treasure hunt that started in the morning, that everyone's going around hitting the trails, enjoying their family time. You're going to turn in on all of those things, and we're going to see who gets to be a winner. We're going to make sure check off all the different points throughout the day. We're still kind of working on how I want to work that out with what we're going to find. Sorry, I'm a little slow on some of these things, but I'm trying to make it the best I can for everyone.
Could it be like a rhino box hidden somewhere?
Possibly. We're a couple different things that we're thinking about doing. As I was out there at the trail Saturday, I'm thinking more and more, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? And I'm trying to make sure things are going to be easy enough to find, but not just blatantly sitting in the middle of the trail for someone. So you're going to have to enjoy the scenery out there at that gorgeous park to find everything. And then, yeah, I think that's, and then we're going to round out with another night ride.
I think for the night rides, we were talking about doing like some glow sticks or some
Yeah, I'm trying to make it more than
Iridescent
just running through the dark.
strobe lights or something.
Something to kind of spark things up a little bit for us.
Neon water balloons.
Possibly something. Yeah. So my experience out there, first time night riding, scared the ever did. Oh, it was horrible. Um, I was still fairly new to rock crawling, anyways. So, but I got in with a good group. And these are the people I'm riding with right now. This is who's sitting at the table. A couple other fellas that it really helped me get going. Um, and it built a lot of confidence in me. And once I settled in and stopped just being scared because it was in my head, um, I enjoyed it. It was something that it's unbelievable. You do the same trail during the day, and then at night, it's a whole different experience. And loved it. So I'm hoping that a bunch of people sign up for those night rides.
For sure, it's going to be exciting.
During the night rides, it's not you're by yourself either. We need to make that clear. Everybody's there to help everybody.
Yeah.
It's if you're a novice and you still want to go do it, there will be help there to help guide you through the trails and the spots that you get a little sketched out on.
And for sure, we're not going to leave anybody leaving behind. We're definitely not going to put you through something that you don't want to do or you're scared of doing. So this event's all about having fun and just getting to enjoy the trails and getting to enjoy the environment that's going on.
One other thing with that, don't be afraid to ask questions when you're at the park. Or if you're worried about an obstacle, ask somebody. This community is so loving. I have not met a single person on the trail that wouldn't have helped me through a certain obstacle. Chris has helped me keep myself. I may push it a little bit harder than I should sometimes. And he's helped me so many times out of things and helped me build confidence. Preston's helped me. He's challenged me a couple of times. And that's the way. I come from a different world of off-roading. I grew up in the Northeast. So when I came here to Texas and experienced this, it was way different. And it's completely changed my world for off-roading. And I haven't found anybody that I couldn't trust on the trail to kind of get me through a spot when I got there and goes, what do I need to do here? And they'll help you figure out your vehicle and what you got to do.
For sure. So I do want to reiterate that we're looking for all types of off-road enthusiasts to come to this event, all the way from the side-by-sides all the way up to the big buggies. I encourage, bring out the old rock balancer, bring out the old rock buggy, polish it up, put some air in the tires, and let's go. Because I want to see y'all accomplish the challenges out there. The more people that we bring out there and participate in these events, the bigger the prize money. I mean, that's a biggie thing right now, right?
Absolutely. I don't even think we've touched that yet.
I mean, so we have moved around and looked at different options and ways of breaking down classes and everything else. And it all comes down to who shows up and who participates in it. So we're looking for everybody. I know we're going to have two main classes for the two big events, which will be the side-by-side class and the full-size buggy class. And then can be broken down to, well, at least the full-size buggy class would be broken down into subcategories. So we'll have, full size, like your moderately modified, like your Jeeps and Broncos and stuff like that want to, can't wait to see a Bronco go up that.
Right.
Or your heavily modified buggies, your rock crawlers, and then, of course, your big guys, your balancers, and so on and so forth. So I encourage everybody to come out there. I will tell you this, if you've never been to Hidden Falls before, it's a 2,500 acre park out there that has miles and miles and miles of trails, level 1 trails that you can drive around in 2-wheel drive. They have level 2 trails, some requirement of 4-wheel drive, level 3 trails, maybe some lockers going on, level 4 trails, you're getting into some stuff, level 5, you might want to bring a trailer. I mean,
have somebody on standby at least.
Yeah, for sure. And Hidden Falls has done a really good job recently. They actually put some love back into the park. We talked about this in the Off-Road Shenanigans podcast last time we talked.
Yep.
And they are regrading some of the trails to make it easier for the smaller vehicles to come out there or more stock modified vehicles, unmodified vehicles to come out there and hit the trails. And
some of those trails, you only need a little bit of ground clearance. I mean, as long as you got some type of all-wheel drive and some ground clearance, there was a Subaru Outback rolling through that park all day Saturday that we kept passing.
Yeah.
And he was having a good old time. And the guy wheeling next to him was a big old built truck. And they're heading down the trail together all day. So you know, he's taking full advantage of what this park has to offer.
And it's just gorgeous out there. Like even if you don't have a ride or a buggy, like just taking in some fresh air and soaking up some sun out there. Honestly, it's a blessing to have it here, as close as it is to Central Texas.
Well, when I first took Lexi and Caden out there was the Porsche group and there was also the BMW group.
The Porsche.
There
Cayenne
was.
out there, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
for
interesting
sure.
to see for sure.
They were out there willing with the best of them and those fancy vehicles.
So also, what are the expectations of this event? People want to know, like, why do I need to come out there? What is it from any different from any other event that exists out there? Why do I need to come to your event compared to these other events that are out there? So that's the question that keeps getting asked.
So the way I've kind of pointed this out to people, I've been invited to go watch. I have a couple friends that have some bigger buggies, and they've invited me to go out and watch them wheel. And my thing is, when I go out to a park, I want to go wheel.
Sure.
I don't want to just watch everybody else have fun. I want to go have fun myself. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching my boys go, cause carnage. But I want to see them, through a couple challenges and then jump in my rig and go hit some trails.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, is what it's all about. Like, I'll sit all day and I'll watch our YouTube channels and, and I go, okay, now I need to get out on a trail. Now okay. Who's available Saturday to go with me?
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking for someone to go with. Yeah, I can go by myself, but that's boring. I want to be able to talk with somebody and enjoy the experience with somebody. And that's what I'm thinking for me is the best part, is going out there and enjoying the day, watching some wheeling, watching some crazy guys go up some stuff, and then jump in my rig and then go enjoy it.
Sure.
And here's the part that I find to be one of the best that I've seen riding with this group. We're always here to help everybody out. We always support everybody, and we'll guide everybody through the trails. We have a good customer that is now a good friend of ours, Paul.
Yep.
He bought a Jeep to go wheeling with his wife. He calls it his date night vehicle.
Aw.
He started out not knowing anything about wheeling. Nothing. He went to the first 101 class. We got him broke in a little bit. And then he went to 2 more 101 classes just to make sure he had it. And him and his wife got to go out to a Jeep Jamboree, and they had the best time of their life. Now that's all they want to do is go wheeling and have the fun and travel and do all this other stuff. And is what I feel this does is it takes the small, not so experienced people, convert them into family with us riding out there, and we get to watch them grow. I mean, Paul's Jeep's in the shop right now getting lockers because he's moving to that level.
Yeah, for sure. He's upgrading to the next step.
Yeah. And we get to watch him grow as he builds the Jeep, but also learning. And that's the best thing I could think for any family. You go out there, mom, dad, kids, no experience, but you get that little time under your belt. Next time you go out there, you get a little more time. And before you know it, your kids are loving it. They're growing up in this atmosphere. They're getting to learn it. And that's probably what this event is, what we kind of designed it to do, for the families to be out there, for the families to grow with it, for your kids to get the experience and just grow with us.
Absolutely. Definitely. And we plan on doing this event from this point forward every year. The time frame that we chose this year was kind of not optional per se. We wanted to do it the first and second week of June, but in reality, it just was too much of a time crunch to get all the red tape.
That would have been
so-
hot.
Yeah. Well, and so what we're going to do is we're actually going to move it to that first and second week of June, which is actually when the heat still is not crazy yet, and people can still enjoy it. And also, schools just getting out for most schools, and families are able to schedule their vacations at that point and get out and about and come enjoy the event as well. So we're really looking forward to moving it to the first and second week of June of the following years coming. This year it's just going to be kind of a test trial for us. We're going to see who shows up, who participates, what people say about it. The people that do participate with us, what their opinions are. What should we change? So what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? This is a learning experience for us as well. Um, the entire committee that we have, I think we have 9 people on our committee now.
Yep.
That are running the background of this entire event, and it is taking every ounce of energy for everybody to put in their little bit of forth to make this event possible. So, and we're not even gotten to the event yet.
Yeah.
Because I mean, probably starting a week before the event to the end of the event, we're all going to be some really tired puppies. Sleeping
For
a lot.
sure.
And the bad thing about it is that some of us are leaving that very following day after the event and going to see them. So it's going to be crazy for us. But
Next
you know,
day.
huh?
Next day.
Yeah, next day. So
I'll be at home editing.
I'll be on the plane.
but I encourage a lot of people also that there's going to be lodging available, not just at the park, but locally. We've talked to some of the local hotels and stuff like that. Let them know that there may be a big rush of people coming in on those days to help out with that. We're going to be putting some of their information on our website at the letsgetcrawling.org for lodging information, including the park's website. I will tell you this: the park has limited RV sites and cabins and everything else out there. So I recommend signing up today because
Yeah,
if you
the
don't,
link to actually go straight to Hidden Falls campsite grounds is on our website. It's under the resources for Hidden Falls. So if you just click their logo, it takes you right to their lodging page.
absolutely. So I also ask that if you have any questions pertaining to the event, make sure you reach out to Let's Get Crawling staff. So you can do it by sending us an email at info@letsgetcrawling.org, or you can call us at our shop number, which is 866-665-9677. And that contact information is also on the website at letsgetcrawling.org. If you do have questions about lodging at the park or anything about the park directly, you're encouraged to call them directly and ask them about it. But they're not going to have any information to share with you about the event because we're trying to keep that off their shoulders. They have enough to do. They have enough stuff on their shoulders to run their own part, much less trying to throw anything else on their plate. So
Yeah,
they really
exactly.
appreciate it.
Unless you're calling them to book a cabin, I would just refer all your questions, slide into DMs, give us a shout.
So the next question is going to be, how much is it going to cost me to get to this thing?
Well, if you're just coming to spectate, it's park entries.
Yep. So the park entry fees right now, they just reset them to $30 a person per day. I think they are doing a discounted rate for multiple days. Again, I encourage you to reach out to the park about those costs. But the Let's Get Crawling event itself is not charging for spectators and not charging for participants within the activities. Now, the two main events, the fees that are going to be acquired for those two main events are going to go for the purses for the winners, and also a little bit payback for all the stuff that we got to put in to keep it running. So all that information is going to be available on our website. Lexi is working her hardest to try to keep that updated and get more and more information out there. If you have any problems or questions about the registration, or if you want to register for one of the activities or one of the main events, please reach out to us. Send us an email. That's the best thing to do. I think actually we have an email address called registration@letsgetcrawling.org for direct registration inquiries. So I encourage you by sending us email and information to that.
And also anything that you submit on the website where it says contact us, it goes straight to us anyway. So if you don't feel like looking it up or anything like that, just go to the website, type in your info, and we can reach out to you.
For sure, absolutely. And if you can't find us that way, or something's happening and it ain't working, you can always reach us out to Offer Shenanigans, located here in Canyon Lake, Texas. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Any of our staff would be more than happy to help you out with information on that as well and get you squared away.
I'll probably be the one answering the phone. So
Yeah,
give me a
exactly.
holler.
Yep. And then, so let's see here. Just want to make sure you hit all my key points real quick. Y'all have anything y'all want to add real quick?
If there's anything on the website that you have questions with, or maybe it's not working for you, or a link is messed up, let me know. Slide into those DMs. I have the Let's Get Crawling social media on my phone at all times. So I really want to make sure that it's as easy of an experience for you as it is for me when I'm going back and forth trying to see. But of course, if I'm the only one looking at it, I might miss something. So let me know.
Abs-
And definitely just feel the love.
For sure, for sure. So I do want to say, if you've never been out to Hidden Falls before, some of the amenities that are available at the park itself, they have two main camping areas. They have Area A and Area B. Area A is a little bit more towards the front of the park, a little bit away from everybody, so it's quite the quieter area. They have more RV spots available over there with power and electric, and they actually have some primitive camping spots over there, and I think they have a cabin or two over there in that area as well.
There is, yes.
So, and then in Area B, which is more in the central location of the park, you'll get a little bit more noise, a little bit more stuff going on, but you'll be right there in the middle of everything too. So you don't have to drive back and forth, or if you just want to walk out your cabin and be part of the festivities, they'll be right there. So they have small cabins that sleep 3 each, and then they have the bigger houses. They have the 50 amp RV hookups with power and electric. They have some primitive camping RV spots right there in the middle of Area B. They've got plenty of room for tents and whatever you want to set up in the back of your truck or whatever.
Should be nice weather for it for tents.
It should be, absolutely. Things to bring to the event. What should I bring and why should I bring it?
First thing, closed-toed shoes.
Yes, absolutely.
We see a lot of people slipping and then tearing up their feet wearing their flip-flops or their Crocs or.
Hey, you leave my Crocs out of this.
Caden wears Crocs too.
That's all.
You notice I looked right at you for Crocs.
That's what I go willing in every time.
Yep, and then bring and change of clothes. It does get dusty out there, and sometimes it does get muddy out there as well. There are some mud holes out there, and you might get some mudsling on you if you're in a buggy. And also, I would recommend bringing plenty of drinks. I mean, they have a general store out there that you can get sodas and waters and energy drinks and snacks.
They got ice available there too. So
Yeah,
if you're
they
trying
do
to
have
put
ice
ice
there.
on your water or whatever, they got ice.
Yep, and they have if the burn ban's off, they have firewood out there to set up a little campfire. And they have plenty of picnic tables to sit around if you want to sit around and have a midday lunch or something with your family.
But big one is coolers and drinks. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yep.
When you get stuck out on the trail, we've done it several times. Run out of drinks real quick when you don't think about filling up your cooler. So
Yeah, I don't
make
know
sure
how
you bring
well
it.
Celsius will keep us hydrated throughout the 4 days. So definitely bring some cases of water.
Highly recommend water. H2O. Hydrate yourself plenty out there because the last thing we need is heat casualties out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not going to be too terribly hot out there and the dust will be down, but definitely a possibility.
One thing I would like to point out: this is a very family-friendly park, and they do not allow alcohol out there. So leave that at home.
No drinking.
Yes.
Yeah, and it used to be an open rule out there, and they've just insurance and legality issues and everything else. It's just best if we keep that stuff, put away and enjoy it in other places. Because definitely don't need some accidents happen out there from carelessness. So with that said, we are in the middle of building a rule and guidebook for the event. The rule book and guidebook will pertain to all participants at the event, including the drivers, co-drivers, if any, spotters, safety crews, spectators, you name it, whoever's out there working the event or being part of the event, there's going to be a rule for you somewhere in that book. And why do we do that? Not to be mean and not to be pushing stuff on top of you, but we got to keep each other safe. The last thing we want to do is haul somebody out in an ambulance or send them home or send a note to their families and, hey,
Yeah.
sorry this happened at our event. But
We don't need no ambulances.
no,
Yeah.
we definitely don't need us ambulances. So, but I will assure you, though, we are Michael here is on top of our EMS and fire stuff, and there will be plenty of resources available if needed be. I think you said you have an EMS crew, volunteer crew.
Yep, they're going to come out for the day of the race events to make sure we got extra coverage there. So
On that
people,
Saturday.
yep, absolutely on Saturday.
And then I think you talked to the local fire department and stuff like that.
Yep.
They'll be available and they'll have they'll be alert to what's going on. We do have helicopter landing pads out there. Yeah, worst comes to worst, so we can at least get them some treatment quickly.
Do not park on the helicopter landing pad.
Yeah,
No.
they're designated
So no.
very well
Landing zones are definitely marked out.
for sure. And a nice thing about the park is they're well mapped. there's a few maps that are available electronically in your apps. They have Avenza. You can download the Avenza app, which is free. You can get the ATV UTV map. You can get the full size map, and they're all available electronically. Not only that, they're GPS coordinated, so that way when you do get at the park, you can follow you around, figure out where you're at in case you get lost. And you can also check out the park before you get to go. That'll be another nice thing.
That's what I was going to suggest. I was excited. All of the ATV, UTV, all of those maps and trails that they already have mapped out are on our website as well, under the
Absolutely.
resources for Hidden Falls.
And thank you for doing that. Also, if you want to check out what the park looks like and what kind of riding conditions out there, I highly recommend you going to Hidden Falls Adventure Park website and checking out their videos. They actually have a YouTube channel as well, and they do a lot of videos on the trails and show you kind of what you're up against and what's out there. But we also are in the middle of making some videos ourselves, aren't we?
We are. Too many to count right now.
Yes, absolutely. So the big two events will definitely have guided trail or videos that we're going to be releasing shortly to y'all to show you how the event is going to be done, where spectator standing is going to be, different options that you can take, so on and so forth, and give you an idea on how tough this is really going to be for people.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
looking forward to all that. I encourage y'all out there that are watching or watch this at a later non-live time. Send us messages, send us comments. We'd love to read them. We'd love to answer any questions y'all have and help y'all out, understand more of what the event's actually going on. Any details that we might have left out. Just trying to make sure we cover everything. Like I said at the beginning, we will be repeating this podcast every Monday night at 8 p.m. And we will have more detailed information as it comes available. As rule books come out, we'll hit some key points in the rule book. We'll any more updated information about our vendors, our partners that we're going to be working with. We're going to be giving them some shout outs. As you can see in our screen here, we got Rugged Radios in front of us. We're an authorized dealer for them. They've been amazing. From day one that I've started an account up there, have just helped me out left and right with our personal buggies and everything else. And we're going to have some of their products out there. Rhino USA, we just became a dealer for, and they are 100% behind us. The problem with most of these bigger vendors that we have in front of us and that we're dealing with is not that they don't want to participate. It's the fact that we schedule it kind of at a bad time for them. It's the week before SEMA, and most of these people are going to be at SEMA showing off their stuff.
They're
So
booked up.
yeah, and they've got to get out there the week before to get everything set up. And so they, talked to them, and we're going to have their product out there for them and definitely make them sell. So if there's anything you've been keeping your eye on, you might see some specials out there. I don't know. See some Parker specials?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I
we're
got
gonna,
my eye on one or two things.
I think we're gonna have some specials running. We're gonna have some. I think we're gonna do some raffles out there. I've already got prizes coming in. Glue Tread sent us a tire patch kit, one of their nice $60 kits. So that's gonna be nice to raffle off, and I think we're gonna have a lot more prizes as they come in as well. We'll do a whole nother podcast once it gets closer to the event of what exactly we're gonna be raffling off out there. So maybe people will come out there just for the prizes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've already got like 2 or 3 pages of giveaway ideas listed. So.
Sure.
Let's go.
And remember, if you're waiting to do some stuff to your buggy, to your Jeep, to your Bronco for this event, hit us up at the shop so that way we can get it done before the event. So that way
Prepare
you're
your
100%
rigs.
ready.
Yes.
Prepare your rigs for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just going over the quick notes real quick, just to make sure we don't miss anything important in this informative podcast about the event. And I'm seeing here, Lexi put on here, prepare your rigs. And that's 100% the truth. Bring spare parts. There's.
I'll put that in there. I put that in there for you, but I mean, everybody needs to know.
I come with a truck 18-wheeler full of spare parts.
You could build a whole new buggy while we're racing.
Yeah. Well, yep.
But anyway, moral of the story.
Yeah, bring spare
Get ready.
parts because if you drive like I do, or if you're a tough competitor and you like to send it up the mountain, you're probably going to break something. Maybe spare tire.
We can and will recover you without a rear end.
Yes.
It's been done before.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, it's still sitting in the back. And definitely make sure all your safety gear is up to par, up to date, and in functioning working order. Because, and as again, they'll be listed and detailed in our rules book as it comes out and gets released. It'll have detailed information on what is required for specific type of vehicles, as well as the wear. Again, we can't stress enough the safety that we have concerns of this high risk environment. Even as a recreational type, just off roading on the weekends, it's a high risk environment. I mean, you flip your buggy and you're not wearing your seatbelt, you're going to be visiting the hospital that night. So,
Absolutely.
we definitely don't want any of that, and
Seatbelts? Never heard of them.
we don't want any of that happening. And so we will keep y'all up to date on what those rules and tech specifications are going to be. All vehicles that are participating in the two main events, the toughest crawl event and the King of Wildcat Mountain Challenge, will have to pass tech, which means if you never participated in anything like this before, there'll be set up designated people going through each buggy, checking all PPE, all your personal protective equipment, all your safety restraints, all your safety equipment, fire extinguishers, roll cages, window nets, all that good stuff will all have to pass an inspection. You'll get a sticker that's saying you passed. You have to present that sticker to registration before you can go do the race itself. So that way we can check you off, you're good to go, and then that sticker gets slapped on your vehicle so that way the safety crew can see it as well.
Is that something that the participants should do prior to arriving, or would there be an inspector on site?
So I highly recommend doing your own inspection prior to arriving. Make sure you follow that rule book 100%. There's not going to be any chances of us, we'll let this slide, because when you start letting stuff slide, that's when people start getting hurt, and then the next person's going to want the same exception, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to keep that from happening from the very beginning. But there will be an on-site inspection after you register with the registration, and up to 2 hours prior to the event actually happen. They'll have to go take within 2 hours of the event happen. So I think there's a 2 hour window between the time the event starts and the time of you have to have your inspection done. You have to go to tech, take your vehicle over to tech, let them inspect it, get your sticker, and then you're good to go. So I don't think I have anything else. Do y'all have anything else y'all would like to include?
Not for this one. Definitely next Monday. See you there.
Sure. So I think that's going to be all today's episode of Trail Talk, or Let's Get Crawling Talk.
The 411.
The 411. We appreciate everybody that's participated tonight and watched us, or watched this podcast from this point forward. This will be added to our Off-Road Shenanigans YouTube channel under the playlist Let's Get Crawling Event 2024. I can promise you that it's going to be an unforgettable experience for all off-roaders of all levels. Whether you're coming in a challenge and joining the guided rides, or just soaking in the atmosphere, there's something for everybody, and I can't stress that enough. I hope today's episode has you excited as I am. I'm definitely excited. You can ask these guys right here. I'm pumped about it. I talk about it all the time. They're like, enough is enough.
All day.
The group
every
chat
day.
is constantly notifying. Bing.
I couldn't make it
Oh,
through
it's
lunch on
something.
Saturday without us talking about it. The entire time we were eating. So
All day,
Oh my
every
gosh.
day.
So, like I said, I hope you're as excited as I am for this incredible event. Make sure to mark your calendars. October 31st to November 3rd. Sponsors of vendors, your setup day is going to be October 30th. Get registered. Get your rigs prepared, because it's going to be an off-road event you don't want to miss out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Y'all have been great, and we'll see you on the next episode next Monday night at 8 p.m. Bye.
Bye.